It all began innocently enough. I was a regular Redditor, scrolling through forums on r/nosleep, fascinated by creepy tales of the paranormal. But little did I know that soon I would be plunged into a nightmarish world of my own, where reality and illusion blurred into a twisted nightmare. It started with a fleeting shadow in the corner of my eye, a whisper that only I seemed to hear. At first, I brushed it off as my overactive imagination, but soon the whispers grew louder, more insistent. They taunted me, mocked me, and gradually wore away at my sanity. My once mundane life unraveled as I became increasingly consumed by the hallucinations. I saw things that couldn't possibly exist, monstrous creatures lurking in the shadows, distorted faces staring at me from every reflective surface, and eerie whispers that echoed in my ears. Sleep became elusive as nightmares invaded my dreams, blending with reality in a disorienting haze. My emotions were a roller coaster, swinging between terror, paranoia, and confusion. I tried to rationalize the hallucinations, but they only intensified, driving me to the brink of madness. I isolated myself from friends and family, afraid that they would think I was losing my mind. My once sharp mind was now clouded by the relentless onslaught of hallucinations. I sought help from doctors and therapists, but their explanations of psychotic episodes and delusions only fueled my paranoia. I was convinced that there was something more to these hallucinations, that they were not just a product of my deteriorating mental health. I delved deeper into online forums and obscure websites, desperate for answers. One day, while scouring through an old post on a cryptic forum, I stumbled upon a cryptic message that seemed to be written just for me. It spoke of a hidden realm, where the lines between reality and illusion were blurred, and those who dared to venture into it risked losing their sanity. The message seemed to offer a solution, a ritual that could bring me answers, but at a grave cost. Driven by curiosity and desperation, I followed the instructions from the forum post and performed the ritual in a secluded location. The air crackled with a sense of foreboding as I chanted the incantations and performed the gestures outlined in the cryptic message. I expected nothing to happen, but to my horror, the hallucinations intensified tenfold. I was plunged into a nightmarish world where reality and illusion intertwined in a maddening dance. The monsters from my hallucinations became tangible, stalking me relentlessly, and the whispers grew into a cacophony of voices that echoed in my mind. I struggled to distinguish between what was real and what was not, but the line between the two had blurred beyond recognition. My emotions were in turmoil, swinging wildly between fear, paranoia, anger, and despair. I doubted my own sanity, but the haunting voices and monstrous apparitions were undeniable. The torment was relentless, and I felt myself slipping further into madness with each passing day. As I descended deeper into insanity, I became obsessed with finding a way to break free from the nightmarish reality that had swallowed me whole. I sought answers in ancient texts and obscure rituals, desperate to find a way to undo what I had unwittingly unleashed. But the more I delved into the occult, the more I realized that I was in over my head. The hallucinations grew more malevolent, whispering dark secrets and taunting me with twisted truths. They drove me to the edge of madness, and I became convinced that the only way out was to confront the source of my torment head-on. I embarked on a harrowing journey through the realms of my hallucinations, navigating through nightmarish landscapes and facing unimaginable horrors. Every step was a battle against my own deteriorating sanity, as the lines between reality and illusion blurred beyond recognition. I could no longer trust my own senses or judgment, and paranoia gnawed at me incessantly. At the heart of the hallucinatory realm, I finally came face to face with the source of my torment, a monstrous entity that seemed to feed on my fear and madness. Its form shifted and twisted, morphing into grotesque shapes that defied comprehension. But I refused to cower in fear any longer. Summoning every ounce of courage I had left, I confronted the entity, determined to end the nightmare once and for all. The battle that followed was beyond description. Reality warped and twisted around me as I fought the entity with all my strength, both physical and mental. The hallucinations reached a fever pitch, overwhelming my senses with terrifying illusions. But I persisted, fueled by a desperate resolve to break free from the madness that had consumed me. In the climax of the battle, I delivered a final, decisive blow to the entity. With a shriek that echoed through the void, it dissipated into nothingness, leaving me standing in a desolate, otherworldly landscape. The hallucinations gradually faded, and I found myself back in the real world, utterly drained but triumphant. The aftermath of the battle was not easy. My mind was scarred from the horrors I had witnessed, and the line between reality and illusion remained blurred for a long time. I struggled with lingering paranoia and recurring hallucinations, but with therapy and support from loved ones, I slowly regained my sanity. I shared my story on online forums, hoping to find others who had gone through similar experiences. To my surprise, I received numerous messages from people who had also battled their own hallucinatory nightmares. Some had found solace in my story, while others shared their own harrowing encounters with similar entities. In the end, I realized that my experience had changed me irreversibly. I had faced my darkest fears and fought against unimaginable horrors, and it had left me with scars that would never fully heal. But I had also gained a newfound appreciation for reality and a deeper understanding of the fragility of the human mind. As I look back on my journey, I am haunted by the memories of the hallucinations and the horrors I had faced. But I am also grateful for the lessons I had learned and the resilience I had discovered within myself. I now live with a newfound respect for the power of the mind and the thin veil that separates reality from illusion. And as I close this chapter of my life, I am left with a chilling realization that the entity I had encountered may be gone, but there are countless other realms and creatures lurking in the shadows, waiting to ensnare those who dare to venture too far into the unknown. The line between reality and illusion is fragile, and the descent into madness is a perilous journey that few can comprehend. So, to anyone who may come across this story, heed my warning: be wary of the shadows that lurk in the corners of your vision, and never underestimate the power of the mind to create its own reality. The descent into madness is a treacherous path, and once you cross that threshold, there may be no coming back.